no, I need to start recording. But today, we're going to be starting, sorry, I was posting an Instagram story. But today, we're going to be continuing the Cube Escape collection. We're going to be starting with the mill level, and then I think today we're going to do the mill and birthday levels, and then next week we're going to do the last two, which are theatre and the cave. So yeah, I've actually really enjoyed these last few levels, and oh my fucking god, I forgot to do the video essay of the week, because I thought, oh hey, I used to do it on Fridays, but now I do it on Sundays instead. So yeah, I need to actually choose a video essay of the week before I actually forget. And my Be Real just went off. So many things are happening. But yeah, Be Real time. Hurry up, Be Real. Hurry up. Why is my Be Real taking so long even? There we go. Okay, what am I have not watched that many video essays this week. I'm gonna be so fucking honest. Wait, what was last week's? Let me check the command. Last week's was the online spaces for kids by Izzy's. So we've got quite, I've got quite a few to choose from, but that's because I watched a ton last week, but I haven't watched any really this week. So yeah, I think I'm gonna choose this one, which is the Feminine Urge to Marry Your Husband by Carnusa. So let me just type that into. I knew I was forgetting something. I know I was forgetting something. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm gonna post it everywhere. Hello, this Patrick, welcome on in. Hello, welcome on in. How you doing? I completely forgot to do my video essay of the week. If you don't know, every week I watch a ton of video essays, and I'm like, hey, here's one you guys can watch. So yeah, so thanks for the follow. How you doing? I should just be a second. I need to post this now on Twitter and Blue Sky. So yeah. But yeah, how have you guys been doing this week? What have you guys been up to today this week? I'm good, thanks for asking. No problem. I'm glad you're doing well. Glad you're doing good. Yeah, what have you guys been up to this week? Honestly, I've not been doing too much. I went to uni on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and then what else did I do? Oh yeah, so what's your video essay idea? Okay, so the video essay that I've chosen to recommend to you guys to watch this week is The Feminine Urge to Marry Your Husband by Carnusa. And it's on a game called Loretta. Now that I've watched the video essay, I am so tempted to play it because it looks like such a good game. But yeah, I would recommend you guys go watch that video. But yeah, so basically I'm only in uni every 3 days a week. So on the other two days, I tend to just put on YouTube in the background and work on my assignments. And a lot of the people that I am subscribed to don't. Oh, they like will either upload will upload once a week, and by the time I'm done with all their videos, it's like, oh, I don't have a lot to put under the background while I'm like doing my assignments. So I just like watching a bunch of video essays, random videos that pop up in like my recommended, and I'll always like just put them into my like watch later playlist, and then I'll just put them, and then I'll just watch them, and then whichever one I find most interesting of that week, I'll just be like, hey, you guys should watch this video because I really enjoyed it and it was a really good video. So yeah, quite a few of the videos on that playlist are actually from people I'm subscribed to already, like Dollface3 and Izzy's, but a lot of them, and Faith's Nonsense as well, but a lot of them are not, are just random videos I find on in my recommended. So yeah, but I do tend to see that like I do have like a lot of like creators crop up again and again. Video essays and dinner is a goated combo. Completely agree. Sometimes I'll just like whenever after I've made my tea, I'll just sit up here and watch random videos because it's fun. But I've noticed that like a lot of creators that I'm not subscribed to like keep cropping up every so often in my video essay of the week, video essays like a playlist that I've put together. Let me have a look. Asuka TV, I've put a few of Asuka's videos there in the playlist. Beyond Horror Gaming, Paytox Anime, who I'm actually subscribed to. Who else? Jessica Kelgreen Fozard, who I'm also subscribed to. Raymundo 2112, who I'm also subscribed to. I'm subscribed to a lot of people. A lot of people on this list. Conor McGrath. So I noticed that like I've probably about a month ago I noticed that like a lot of his videos were popping up in my video essay of the week, video essays playlist, and like just I was watching a lot of his videos and I was like, I might as well subscribe to him. So yeah, I've watched quite a few of Professor Viral's videos, as well as I think I've watched like one or two of Final Girl Digital as well, but I really enjoyed her video on Serial Experiments Lane, which I wish I could access on Crunchyroll, because I've heard good things about that anime. It's just so great. Tango Mushi, I'm also subscribed to, crops up quite often. Let me see, who else pops up quite often? There's two LD.txt videos on there. Who else crops up quite often? Leno's a huge influence on early internet culture. I feel like I'm missing out from not having seen it. Oh my god, I'm guessing it's been out for a while, because I wish I could watch it. I wish I could watch it because I hear so much good stuff about Serial Experiments Lane, and I wish it was easily accessible on Crunchyroll. Like whenever I've searched it up, it says it is available on Crunchyroll, but whenever I go and look it up on Crunchyroll, there are no episodes. It will say, oh, it's on Crunchyroll, there's just no episodes. I'm just like, well, why is it on Crunchyroll then? My one theory is maybe, I was gonna say, sounds like VPN time to see what country it's licensing. Yeah, that is literally what I was just about to say, that maybe it's like a VPN thing. Maybe I need to see if it's just in available in America or something, and not available here in the UK or something like that, maybe. Lily Simpson has got a few times in my video essays playlist, but yeah, I've got quite a few videos on here, and you could probably see like a trend of like there's quite a lot of like similar topics around here on here. I've watched a few videos on Medical Magica, watched quite a few videos on Freeman, a lot of like internet culture videos, watched probably a few videos here and there on, I think I watched like 2 videos on Serial Experiments Lane, like different stuff about different social media apps. I recently watched one by Dollface on Omegle, and I watched one a few months ago by Joseph Fisher on Netflix. So like social media and like streaming sites often comes up. I've got like a few videos on mouthwashing, on like liminal spaces, on like some niche video games, like this one about a band that turned one of their albums into a game by Tango Mushi. Go watch Tango Mushi. They have amazing like videos. Some Ace Attorney stuff, naturally. Quite a few of them are on like kind of nostalgia, like early 2010 stuff, things that were popular like when I was younger. Yeah, just different like animated stuff and like anime and stuff like that. And like a bunch of horror stuff as well. So yeah, and like a bunch of like kind of a bit of lost media in there as well. So yeah. And there's some sim stuff in there, naturally. So yeah. I was actually just looking through it and I saw a Black Mirror video that reminded me that the new season of Black Mirror is out already, and I've already watched the first 3 episodes of season 7. I think, okay, I'm not gonna really spoil the Black Mirror season 7 so far. I think my favorite one so far is episode 1, Common People, and then I enjoyed episode 2 up until like the very end, like the ending. I didn't like the ending too much, I guess. I think it's very much at like the very last part of the ending, like the last like minute or so. The last like minute or 2 I didn't like, but the rest of the episode was pretty solid. And then episode 3, I think out of the 3 episodes I've watched, episode 3 is my least favorite. I think it's because with the first 2 episodes, it was very clear to me what the messages were. Like, first one is about how kind of technology and biology and like the human brain specifically doesn't really mix. No, that's not what it's about. It's about like company greed, basically. That's like the basis of it. And like, you know, and like kind of tiered subscription services, and how they're just extortionate, basically. That's basically what episode 1 was about. And then episode 2 kind of mixed, like, it was about kind of the Mandela effect and like kind of like like, I don't know how to explain it, like the like loner bully kid, and kind of, how do I explain this? What I got from the episode, because I understood it. I just don't know how to explain it in words. I also watched it like last week. No, not last week. It's not been out for that long, I don't think. I watched it a few days ago. What? How do I explain it? Okay, I'm gonna spoil it a little bit. Episode 2. But basically, it's about there's this person that works at a company. I'm not really gonna spoil it too much, I guess. Just like the basis of the episode. And this person who works at this like food company, was like a popular girl in high school, and one day, like her old acquaintance, like a person from her high school who was like the bullied kid, who was like the loner, the like kind of geeky nerd person, the kind of social outcast, joins the food tech company, and a bunch of like Mandela effect shit happens. And I guess it's more of like, not everyone is like how they seem on the surface, cause the like social outcast turned out to be like a real fucking twat, basically, towards the like popular girl, based off something that like the popular girl's old like high school friend had said before she died to the bullied kid, and now the bullied kid wanted to get revenge. So I guess it's like not everyone's how they seem on the surface, and like don't like, and like how like I guess like people's like memories can be like distorted based off who seems like more trustworthy, I guess, even though they should have trusted like the fellow co-workers should have like trusted the person their co-worker who they've known for longer and know more of than the new hire. I feel like I don't want to get too into spoiler territory, because the new season is literally just come out and I've not even watched it. I've only watched half of it, actually. There's only 6 episodes. I thought there was 7. A Tale of Machiavellianism. Yes, that is basically what it's about, yeah. And then episode 3, I guess it's that the basis synopsis of the episode is that this company is trying to help this like failing film studio to get back up on its feet by remaking, kind of, but not really, just re-releasing, but like, yeah, remaking an old film from like the 1930s to 40s. I don't know when it was released. It was in black and white, so whenever that era was most popular. They recast the main lead, and the way they did it was kind of they sent this actress's soul into the like consciousness into the like world of the film. And not, if you know Black Mirror, then you know that it just kind of goes to shit, but it kind of works out in the end, I guess. Which, I guess the message of this episode is just don't mess with old media, or like, yeah, the like kind of every episode of Black Mirror has some sort of like message to like say to the audience, and episode 3 I felt like was kind of the weakest. So yeah, out of the 3 I've watched anyway. That's a lie, I've watched the first 4. I fucking watched episode 4 this morning. I completely forgot. Jesus fucking Christ. Episode 4 was about this like, the White Bear episode really messed with me. Oh my god, yeah. That episode though is probably one of my top 3. First one is definitely Black Museum though. The Black Museum is my all-time favourite Black Mirror episode. My like favourite one at all time. You know. I think that was a really good episode, and I think, okay, so basically just before the season released, just before season 7 released, and when all the promo material was like going out, and when a lot of people saw that Awkwafina, however you say her name, was in episode 3, everyone was like, oh no, this is gonna be, I saw a lot of people being like, oh, this is gonna be kind of shit. I disagree entirely, because Black Museum, even my all-time favorite episode, has, I can't remember her name, but she's the actress for Shuri in the MCU, and I think she did absolutely fantastically. And in episode 3 of season 7, I think Awkwafina did amazingly. Like, she's great. I don't get a lot of the hate against Awkwafina. She's just from the limited stuff I've seen her in, she's just great. But yeah, number 2 is definitely White Bear. And I think it's that I really kind of like, I think with White Bear, it's like, my brain wasn't going off 1,000,000 points per minute, and I don't know how to explain it. I think with this episode, it's like the VR game 2 was one of my tops. Yes, the one with what's his name? What is his name? He's also in the MCU. He plays Sam in MCU. I just know some of the actors I just know based off their like other characters that they play. What the fuck? What the fuck did it go for my keyboard like that? But yeah, I think it's a look over too. It's Anthony Mackie. Yes, Anthony Mackie. Yes, I think Anthony Mackie and Shuri's actress. I'm gonna look it up now because I'm gonna be so pissed that I don't remember her name. Letitia Wright. That's her name. Letitia Wright. I think Letitia and Anthony did really great jobs in Black Mirror. And I think, okay, back onto White Bear. What was I gonna say about it? I think that there's a lot to say about like the commentary of this episode. Like with White Bear, from what I remember, it's basically like how we sensationalize violence against perpetrators, and in like social media and stuff, and like whenever like a trial happens or whatever and it's very public, a lot of people are like very kind of harsh and like treat it like the topic of the week, kind of like the like, oh this is our entertainment of the week, you know, and then quickly move on to the next thing, or like are so into punishing offenders that like they aren't into like the actual consequences that has on the real like case. I guess I have not thought about this episode actually in a while, because from what I remember of the episode, if I remember correctly, the woman who was like going through it, she had her like boyfriend had either like kidnapped or like killed or tortured like a kid, and she didn't do anything, and she just like recorded it, from what I remember, because I remember the like punishment of White Bear being that she was the one being recorded and like being stared at by like a ton of people while her memories had gotten reset, and she was just being confused. In a way, aren't we all just trying to offload our own sins onto the convicted when we get that excited about it to mask our own savagery? That's the message I got. Yeah, I guess so. Because it's like, oh, I would never, like, I think it's that, from my, I'm looking up the White Bear thing before I say my next point, because I do not remember some of the scenes, so I'm trying to remember. From some of the scenes. Okay, no, I was gonna say I thought some of the people were wearing like masks, but some were, but some weren't. I guess it's like, yeah, you know, in a way, yeah, because like some of the people who were like, I think some of the people who directly interacted with the woman wore masks, so it's like they're the one doing like more direct harm to her than the ones just like recording and just watching on the sidelines. And it's like, yes, she should be punished, but like, first of all, she wasn't the like major I think the masks were based on stuff the perpetrators wore too, for irony. Oh my god, yes. Okay, yeah. But I think it's that like they were like very like harshly punishing her, but then weren't focusing on the guy who had like directly hurt the kid. Because from what I remember, she was just recording him doing it, and yes, she could have intervened. Her like negligence to intervene directly like led to the kid getting hurt, right? But also like they're not focusing on the guy that directly hurt the kid, which is just stupid. And also they wipe her memory. They've done this multiple times, this White Bear thing, multiple times, and they wipe her memory like every time, which shows that this is just entertainment. Like, how is she going to learn anything and like reform? Because that's what I believe the justice system should be all about, like being like reforming, like kind of a mixture of like punishing the criminal for their crime and also reforming them and making them see why that crime was bad. How is she gonna learn anything if her memory keeps getting wiped and she doesn't remember it? I might be misremembering, but I think the husband who did it was killed at some point, so he couldn't be punished. Right, okay, that's fair enough then. That's fair enough then why he couldn't be punished. But also, like, with this being, like, her, you know, memories wiped, just kind of shows to me that, like, that was very obviously just entertainment at this point. No one, like, gave a shit. I feel like no one gave a shit about the actual crime at that point. Like, everyone was just like, this person did a bad thing and let's humiliate her. Which, like, countless times. Like, I don't remember how many times they had done it, but I remember that prior to the version of White Bear that we saw, they had already done it multiple times. Like, at that point, this was just entertainment. For me, it's like, exactly, it was about the self-righteous spectacle of it all, not actual justice. Yeah, it was just like, hey, we're punishing a criminal. But they weren't actually, like, punishing her, and they weren't actually bringing justice to the victim. They weren't actually reforming the criminal, because I believe, like, I believe right up until the very end, she didn't actually remember what she had done. Like, I think we think about halfway through, we find out the crime that had occurred. We found out about, you know, this recording. I think, or the crime, and she's like, oh my god, who could have done this? I think, again, I haven't watched the episode in ages, so I could be wrong. Like, she didn't remember what she had done, so how could she probably get punished? Like you said, it was about the self-righteous spectacle at that point and not actually the justice. It felt like very much a mockery of the crime, I guess, rather than actual justice. This is why I am very, like, kind of against public trials, because people are way more into, like, the self-righteous spectacle rather than actual justice. I mean, this isn't like every single fucking person, but, like, this is just what happens. Like, this is just what a lot of people, like, exhibit without even realizing it, I guess. Anyways, we are half an hour into stream. I feel like I should actually get into Cube Escape.